Welcome back to another Championship predictions video. This is for week 2 of the Championship, and last week we got some unexpected results. We'll see what happens this week. First game up is Peterborough and Derby. This is a massive game for both sides. Both sides have to win this game to get their first win. With Peterborough, they were really poor last week. They didn't really show up. And with Derby, they did get a result last week, but it wasn't that great. Either way, Derby wins this 2-0. Next game up is Birmingham and Stoke. Both sides managed to get a win last week, which is impressive. With Derby, good start to the season, but this game will be more of a challenge. I think Stoke had a really good end to last season. They're really tough to beat, and they scored goals. It looks like they're carrying last season's form into this one, and I think Stoke wins this 3-1. Next game up is Blackpool and Cardiff. This will be a tough game for both sides. I was really surprised by Blackpool last week. I didn't expect them to get anything out of that game. And with Cardiff, I thought they were disappointing. I expected more from them. And going to this game, I think they're going to struggle again. This will be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Huddersfield and Fulham. This will be a tough game for both sides. Huddersfield, I thought were decent last season, although they could have scored some more goals. And with Fulham, obviously they got relegated from the Premier League. I think I mentioned that last week. And something I didn't mention was that obviously, well, not obviously, but they did lose Scott Parker, their manager, so they might be going through some sort of transition. I think this will be a tough game for both sides. It'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is West Brom and Luton. This is a tough game for both sides. I thought both of these sides were really impressive last week. Obviously, Luton winning 3-0 and West Brom getting a 2-2 draw at Bournemouth. I thought defensively West Brom were suspect, but I think Bournemouth are a really good team, so you can't really fault them too much for that. And with Luton, they've gotten up to a really good start, and I think they'll do well in this game. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to West Brom. Next game up is Barnsley and Coventry. I think this will be a tough game for both sides. Barnsley, obviously they lost their manager as well, so they're probably going through some transition. And with Coventry, I was really impressed by them. I didn't expect them to come from behind and beat Nottingham last week. I expected the opposite. And for them to do it so late was even more impressive. Either way, this will be a tough game for both sides. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Millwall and Blackburn. I think this will be a tough game for both sides. Millwall aren't a team that you're just going to roll over. They are a tough team to beat. And with Blackburn, they got off to a really good start. They beat Swansea last week. Although you could say they did get lucky. Swansea had some really good chances to equalise and maybe even go on to win the game. But Blackburn did create quite a lot of chances, so maybe they weren't so lucky. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Blackburn. Next game up is Nottingham and Bournemouth. This will be a 3-0 win to Bournemouth. Next game up is Reading and Preston. I'm not too sure what to make of Preston. Well, obviously, when you get beaten badly by a promoted side, things aren't looking too good. And it could be a preview to the season. And with Reading, obviously, last season, they really set standards high early. I'm not sure they're going to be able to reach those heights, but I think they'll win this game 3-1. Next game up is Middlesbrough and Bristol. I'm not too sure what to make of either of these sides. I think Middlesbrough have high expectations this season because obviously Neil Warnock is very good at getting teams promoted. And with Bristol, with Bristol, I'm not really too sure what to make of them yet, but I think this will be a tough game for both sides. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Hull and Queen's Park Rangers. I thought Hull City were the most impressive team last week in the championship. They were really good. Whether they can carry that on from the first week, I'm not too sure, but we'll see. And with Queen's Park Rangers, I thought they were really disappointing. I expected them to get I expected them to get 3 points in their first game, which they didn't. Maybe they can turn things around this week. I'm not really too sure, but I think Hull City wins this 2-1. And the final game for the week is Swansea and Sheffield. This will be a 2-0 win to Swansea. And that's about it.